through 153 games, our record was 125, 24, 4, 2 now.
People don't know what it is to be champions. Oklahoma invented it.
Well, welcome to this episode of Sooner Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Legend, and if you don't mind, wipe your feet, hit that red subscriber button, hit the like, give me a comment, and ring that bell so you won't miss any college football related content, especially about our beloved Oklahoma Sooners that I will be uploading in the future. And if you would like to, for as little as $2.99 a month, you can join Sooner Legends Podcast, become a member, and join the Discord and have all kinds of good fun. So, how's everybody's Saturday going today? I see I've only got one lonely soul in the chat with me today. I got Mr. Ryman Lemon. How are you doing today, Lemon? I'd say little people, but there's you can always count on Ryman Lemon for bringing the jokes. Well, I'd like to hop on for a little bit just to talk a little bit about the Final Four for the college football playoff on the 9th and 10th next week. Cotton Bowl featuring the University of Texas and Ohio State. And then the next day at the Orange Bowl will be Notre Dame and Penn State. And I'd like to start off with Ohio State and Texas. I have a gut feeling that Ohio State's going to pull that one out. If they show up like they showed up against Oregon next week. But with Ohio State, you just never know what they're like Forrest Gump and a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get with them. But if they show up like they did against Oregon a couple of days ago, they stand a big time chance to beat Texas. They have got some good receivers. And I don't know if this gets Ryan Day off of the hot seat. I don't know. I haven't been looking into Ohio State, but we shall see. Now, Texas, if Ohio State shows up like we've seen in the past, then Texas will beat them. How you doing, Rob Hookem? He says. Jimmy Satterfield, men's basketball team is down by 17 at half. I think we're playing Alabama, ain't we, Jimmy? So, some pretty interesting matchups coming up next week with Texas and Ohio State. And then Notre Dame is going to face Penn State. That's going to let me tell you something. Notre Dame, they came to play against Georgia last week or a couple of days ago. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I had Georgia to win the whole thing. I really did. Georgia has always been my number 2 team since I've been a little fella. And when OU ain't in the mix and doing nothing, I always root for Georgia. But let me tell you, Notre Dame beat Georgia by how they just out Georgia. They got physical, all kinds of, my God, that was a heck of a ball game. Shout out to Coach Roy Ball's Fighting Irish. And Sooner Cowboys, it just depends on what Ohio State team shows up again Texas next week. I mean, That's what I'm looking at. I mean, if it's the Ohio State that showed up against Oregon, Texas is going to have their hands full. They really are. And I'm not hating on Texas by any stretch of the matter. It's just what I seen in Ohio State's ball game, etc. So I don't know what Shawty had to do for coach. I think they had him a little friendly wager going on. But it would, I mean, there again. Neilio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey there, Sooner Mike. Hey Neilio, how you doing today, my K-State brother? Good seeing you. Thank you for the super chat. But like I seen, I mean, I watched the game like everybody else, and that game really, really did. Not throwing any shade to Notre Dame at all, but Notre Dame looked more physical in that contest to me. And I can't remember who I was talking to. There was 2 or 3 players on Notre Dame's defense that were second and second stringers, I think. So for them to come out and do that, hey. Well, hello, Kimberly K. How was your New Year's? And how was everybody's New Year's? Hope you all had a good, should be, you're right, Rob. Yours is peaking. But like I said, this is going to be an interesting matchup between whoever's in. I mean, good God. Who'd have thought that? I didn't have it on my bingo card that there would only be one team left in the SEC. That I didn't have that one on my bingo card, but it is what it is, and so that's what we got. That's what we got with this year. Now, I'm not a fan. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I am not a fan of this automatic seating at all. I'm really not. It help me make it make sense. It just don't seem. It's weird to me. So I got my man Bishop in.
What's good?
Hello. What's going on, yo?
No, can't holler. Won't tell.
Bishop,
What's going on? What you got going on today?
We got 4 teams of the sea. We're down to the Final 4. We got Ohio State against Texas in the Cotton Bowl, and we have Notre Dame and Penn State playing in the Orange Bowl. And I did my best to try to break it down. But I would like to hear your thoughts on the.
Just the simple fact is it started off pretty rough with this 12 team, but it seems like we got the Final 4, and man, it's gonna be a humdinger to say the least, man.
Yeah,
you got Ohio State versus, I don't know if they can hang, but Ohio State is it's almost like they're clicking at the right time, like the New York Giants of when Eli and them had a 9-7 season, but then caught fire during the play. They're like that, and then you got Penn State that's on the opposite side having the same deal, but can they finish it?
Exactly. I mean, Penn State's going up against the buzzsaw in Notre Dame. I mean,
yeah, absolutely,
because Notre Dame beat Georgia by being Georgia. Out physical them, and and so does Penn State have the Jimmies and Joes? Because let me tell you something right now. Marcus Freeman has these guys humming.
Because they take on understand, always when you have your teams, they always reflect their leadership. And he's just one of those he don't make no excuses. He went through the fire test, and now we're seeing the fruit of his labor because he's willing to go through the long haul, and now we see what they're at, and he's been building. He's been quietly building, making no excuses, but picking up necessary pieces to be in this position.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like I said at the first of the show, Georgia will always be my second favorite team. And I had Georgia winning it all this year. And man, in that Notre Dame game, I was stunned. I was shocked. I really was.
What we found out is that for Georgia, they met a team that was preparing just like them. But on top of that, they made the necessary jumps they needed to on edge play to where 57 of Georgia was just outclassed. And it didn't matter who they put on that side. It's almost once he got beat once, anybody that came on his side, it was already in his subconscious. So he's trying to over project, and he still was not being able to handle the job because subconsciously he's already doubting that he can. So that's what we saw, man. We saw a team that, normally they're not known for edge play, but with Freeman, the way he coaches, he made sure that they were. And so we're seeing the benefits of that now. Penn State is made from the same type of cloth. There's that old school, mentality, and I think that's going to be the highlight of the 14 playoffs. At what we got now, because I don't know if Texas can hold up to Ohio State. Ohio State is flat out playing football and playing complimentary football at that.
Boy, and they get that right wide receiver core that Ohio State has. My God.
Freshman at that. Freshman.
Yeah. Freshman.
Yeah. And you know what the thing is? And I hope, the barbershop family sees is that there can get help from freshmen, but sometimes their equitable help comes when you need it the most. And what we're starting to understand is that a lot of these young men have been stepping up their game before they got to college. That 7-on-7, we're starting to see the benefits because, it's not just him. You got Ryan Williams at Alabama, and you got Eli Bolin and Jaden Jackson that when they're stepping on the field, they're not stepping on the field as if they don't belong. They're stepping on the field like they know what they have built themselves up to be, and they trust the process.
Yeah, they give out that alpha dog mentality.
Absolutely. And then, with that, though, hopefully it would encourage us to say, Jaden Jackson wasn't, we know the real deal. If he didn't play next to Stone, he would have been considered for a 5-star. But he played next to Stone, but he benefit from Stone because he always had to go through the fire test when he was in high school, so he's prepared for right now. Because remember, he always took on the double teams, and Stoney would get through, and then sometimes Stoney get the double teams, and he'll get through. But the thing is, with IMG, you always get everybody's best.
Yeah, and Kimberly K, I did hear that. Prayers to the Smart family. Kirby Smart, head coach for the Georgia Bulldogs. His father passed away. After complications from hip surgery where he fell in Nollins. So Kirby, sooner.
Yeah, my condolences to the Kirby family. It's very important that we lift up our lift up people when they're going through that, because that transition is a challenging one, and everybody needs their time to be able to go through that process. So my condolences to the Kirby family.
Yeah, my condolences on behalf of Sooner Nation. All of our prayers, thoughts, and well wishes goes out to the Mark family in this difficult time. So
right, and then on top of that, we also got Miss Venables. We got you. We got an intercessory team that's praying for you.
Yeah,
so
Miss V.
You keep up the fight. We got you back.
Yeah, we got Miss V, Miss Venables. Sooner Nation has your back. You're in good hands. You and BV is in our prayers.
Yeah.
So kind of rough starting out the first year, but whew. But I tell you what, Bishop, coming up in this Penn State Notre Dame game, I really can't put a finger on it. I want to say Notre Dame by 7 or 10, but
You know what this is going to come down to? Barbershop family, think of OU Texas. This is what Notre Dame and Penn State is going to be, because they're too similar, so and that they play often. So now it depends on who's going to make the most mistakes or make the most turnovers.
Yeah,
because they're similarly built. Both coaches are blue collar, believe in having speed at the necessary edges, but also being stout on their offense and defensive lines.
Yeah, and we all know thank you, Rob. Prayers from Austin for Mrs. Venables. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah,
appreciate that, buddy. But I tell you what, there was, Bishop, my daddy's probably rolling over in his grave right now of his little boy, rooting for Ohio State. But I like what I see out of Ohio State as a whole. I mean, through all phases.
And I want to share something. I noticed when let's remember back when they Ohio State played Michigan, and Michigan exposed them. What they did is, instead of getting negative, they went back and they broke down the film and they watched what they did wrong and made sure they shored that up, understand going forward. On top of that, they had Chip Kelly, who wow, the whole season he's been there, but in the playoffs, it seems like he's come through, because now that offense is running combo routes with the running game, and it's opening up to where you got young men that can be able to be in space and show their athletics. So I just think that Chip Kelly is one of those X factors that the whole season he was finding out what his team could do, but in the playoffs, he hit his niche. And that's why I say Texas is they're running up against someone that nobody saw, but you got to understand that in this day and age, Ohio State has figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have Big Mike on here in a second. But
you got what?
Big Mike's going to join us here. He told me to shoot him a link.
You know that.
But Bishop, getting back to all of this, what's your thoughts on this automatic seating for the CFP?
I got mixed emotions. I really feel like the first year is not. We don't have nothing to compare it to.
Right.
Mixed emotions that some of the people that made it as the auto bid, it's a little iffy that they should even be in it. But maybe the committee can take a step back and maybe try, doing March Madness, where is this wherever you find in the 12 rankings at the end of the year, you rank the people according to that instead of having people have buys.
Right.
And then I
Brandon,
think go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Brandon Snake says the CFP has been more exciting than I thought it would be, but still flawed.
Oh, absolutely, boy, you nailed it, Brandon. Absolutely, because simple fact is like, in the first part, and you know what? It might be like a little March Madness, and maybe because it's new to us, it just seemed like the first week, the ones that was supposed to win did win. But maybe that's what is made to be, is if you at least have a shot. You can't play if you don't have a shot. So maybe it showed us, hey, it can't, with a little bit of tweaks, we can tweak it. But maybe they're onto something, and it's just too new to us to be able to really judge it. Because to me, what we got now is perfect. Because now we got games that, without a doubt, you're in the Final Four. You had to play to get there, and that's all we ever wanted, is everybody to play themselves into position.
Yeah, Bishop, you said a mouthful there, brother. I can't add to that, Gumbo. You put all the ingredients in there.
Hey, no, man, no. Remember, Brandon started us off, man. Believe it or not, man, Chat, you are a vital part of what we do here, and understand you have great takes. And it's one thing I can share with each one of you is that this first year, if nothing else, we started watching college football more closely, and every game counted, going down to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Kimberly K. Bless her heart. TCU wide receiver Jack Beck's brother was killed in the New York attack in Nolans. Jack is heading to the draft without his brother's presence. Pray for the Becks. Yeah.
I got you, Kimberly K. I'll put him on the intercessory list. I got you. Hey, you know what? That's why when you have this opportunity, and the opportunity we have as fans and as our schools have, you don't take it for granted. And you don't go a day without just being thankful that you have one more day.
Yeah. I mean,
so with that said, hey, we appreciate you, Miss Kimberly K. You're a true diamond. We thank you for what you do. And hey, that's why it's very important that we get things right, that we have to heal a lot of things that we allow to fester, and we're growing up. It's a new day. So with that said, I will say this though, this is the first time in a long time that no matter which game I watch, I'm just excited to see who's in it, and that it's no team that's Cinderella. That once they got in there, they're evenly matched and made the best team win. So that's what we wanted. And believe it or not, it might not have started off right, but maybe that's gumbo. Because gumbo, the ingredients by themselves are pretty good, but when they come together, the end result is fire. But hey, not everything can be eaten by itself. So one love.
Brandon is bringing the juice today. I still
go ahead, Brandon. What do you got?
I still think a lower tier conference champ shouldn't get a bye, in my honest opinion. They deserve a playoff spot, but not a bye. Yes, sir.
Correct. And see, that's the only thing I would change, is that I like the bye in a little bit of sense, but the true reality of it, we could have just took the 12 teams toward the end and just put them in a round robin like I was saying, March Madness and go that way and possibly got the same thing. So I totally agree with you. There's some amendments that need to be done, but at least we got the 12th team. Now we know this is the first year, so there are always going to need to be adjustments off of the first year.
And I think all of us can agree that this is way better than the old BCS.
Hey, put it like this: nobody thought that ASU would even battle Texas,
I know.
and then Georgia was a lock.
Yeah.
No, we got what we want. There's some amendments that need to be done, but we got it to where by the time you get your national champion, they're gonna have to earn it on the field, and that's all we ever wanted.
Yeah. That. I mean, I don't have anything against Notre Dame at all, but boy, when they beat the Bulldogs, boy, that sure. That sure
Especially the
put
way
a
they
hole.
did it. Yeah, especially the way they did it. You know what? It's almost like when our Sooners took on Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they just used that advantage of, no, we're going to play solid complementary football. We're going to play strong defense, and we're not going to make mistakes, and we're going to make sure we run hard and come after you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
I like Neilio's comment. Whenever somebody tells you something, let me bring it up here. Whenever somebody tells you something's a lock, don't believe them.
Hey, they still got to play on the field, right?
Yeah,
you got it, Neilio.
You know, it goes back to that old saying, Bishop, you know, the sun shines on the dog every now and then, you know, so.
All I know is this, is that coal starts off being a coal, but throughout the years of the different seasons, it turns into a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
It might not look like much to us, but if they believe in what their system, you'll be amazed. A team that stays together and trusts the process and, you know, play within their system and doesn't make mistakes, man, we've seen the fruits of that labor.
Well, I tell you, out of all the teams this season, who really shocked me, Bishop, was Vanderbilt. Vandy.
Yeah. But just think about it. It's just understanding they got a few more pieces that were missing, and on top of that, they got a coaching staff that believe different. They hadn't been around the old Vandy. They came with the new Vandy, and those young men bought in.
No, Dwayne, we ain't got it. Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say is that a lot of times, you know, we don't understand that being able to mature a team and to get the young guys to come along aside you, so when it's their time, they're ready to go, is highly important, along with getting the necessary pieces out of the portal. You need both to be Zach to be able to go to the next level. And I just think that we're starting to see that, hey, there's a new type of NCAA.
Mm-hmm. And Dwayne, I haven't heard who the new DC is yet. I don't know if they're going to go the in-house route and hire B Hall, or if they're going to get Goodwin from Clemson. But either way, I'm happy with either hire.
Yeah, what you know, and understand there's a lot that's going out on the scenes, but some experts even think that it might be even outside of Goodwin and B Hall. And so, if that's the case, then it has to be someone that BV trusts, that he understands what he's trying to do, and he brings in. But I don't know. Whoever it is, it has to be a chess move. It can't be a checkers move.
No, we can't be playing checkers on this one. But like I said, I you know, until I started with you and Coach, up until what was it, 2 or 3 days ago, I didn't know that BB was that Goodwin was Venable's first choice of bringing to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. And ended up having a second roof.
And then, Dabo made sure he made him the defensive coordinator before all of their transition. So then that's when Venables went with Ted Roof.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knew he was at least getting Bates and Chavez. So,
but that's why I'm wanting Goodwin to come, because you get the 4 horsemen back. You get Chavez, Bates, BB, Goodwin. And go ahead, Bishop.
No, I was going to just piggyback off of what you're saying. I want people in the barbershop family to understand is that in that Texas game, Clemson's, they had the right scheme, but they had people that was trying to make a play instead of playing within the scheme. You had your DNs running upfield and opening up avenues for running lanes. Whereas you helped the Texas team that didn't need no help on the run game to actually have a greater sense, because they were able to take advantage of you being out of alignment. And then the blocks became bigger, because now instead of getting 7 to 8 yards, they got 20 to 30-yard gains because of alignment. It's like when BB was explaining with us, it's like when you get those big hitters, is because certain people didn't play their assignments.
Yeah, exactly, Bishop. 110%. And I thought about this after you and I talked earlier today.
Okay.
I really don't care if BB has his hand in that defense. Whatever brings our defense up to an elite level, I don't care if BB has his hands in it at all. I don't. Now,
I just wanted to, that's the piggyback off of what you're saying. I just want us to be complementary football. If our offense can flow and we don't have a lot of 3 and outs, and that we can conduce the game and we can be proactive on the offense side and still have the same type of output we have defense, that's what I'm looking for.
Ryman Lemon said we can hire Raggedy Andy Doll and we'll still be good on defense.
Well, then, hey, all right. So we hire Ryman Lemon then.
Yeah, we'll hire Ryman Lemon to be. I tell you what, Ryman Lemon, you could be in a bad mood and see one of his comments, and But yeah, Bishop, like I said, I didn't sold. But I didn't mean that in any derogatory way because I know BV still has to coach and be the head coach.
No, what you're saying is, at this point, if he's going to be the CEO, one day near, he has to be able to trust somebody to run it the way he see fit, but trust that they might add a little bit of wrinkles. You're on to something. So no, you're good.
Yeah, but looking at what I see in front of me, I think Arbuckle is going to be a breath of fresh air for this offense next year.
I think you're right.
I mean,
you're right.
Just how much and Bishop, when I say I nerded this cat, I mean I spent hours on YouTube watching him, and my gosh, just now I'm not a football coach. I don't work for the University of Oklahoma, but as far as my boxes, for an OC, he checked all of my boxes.
I hear you.
What I'd like in an OC.
Yeah,
And
definitely, man. What I like about it is that his offensive lines, they stay gap scheme integrity. They stay on their blocks. They allow the play to be able to evolve. On top of that, when he needs the quarterback to run, he allows them to run. When he needs to do an RPO, his whole thing was, no matter what I need to do, I need to be open to be able to run any and every type of offensive scheme. And so that's where when I think of a national champion, is someone that can adapt real quick. Okay, so the RPO game not going okay, but we seem like we're running. But then let's go to under center and go to H back becoming a fullback, and let's start running the ball and play action.
Yeah, and that's what I heard through the grapevine, that he's going to use the H back / fullback in his schemes next year.
Yeah, and so that's why it's so important that and yeah, I don't know about this, Joe John. That's just my opinion. Is like, I don't know, man. I don't know why he's still here, but I'm gonna trust BB, and he knows better than us. But I'm just saying that everybody on that coaching staff, everybody's heated up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and no more excuses. So,
exactly.
And if you look at our schedule, we have Michigan, we have Ole Miss, Auburn, Texas, LSU,
Alabama.
Tennessee, Alabama.
Yeah,
that's a gauntlet. That's a 7-tier gauntlet.
Yeah.
But ain't that something that if we hold true and that these young men buy into the system, it will actually give us a strength of schedule, as long as we take care of business each and every week, that there would be no excuses why we shouldn't be in.
Exactly. And I tell you what, we got to go to South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I forgot about South Carolina. Absolutely, yeah. You going to South Carolina?
Basically, our home.
Yeah. So,
but I feel that now this is just my opinion and my opinion only. I think that Michigan game is going to set the tone. Hey, Bishop, take over for a second, sir.
Okay.
Can you take over for a second?
Yeah, I got you. Go. All right, so not sure what's going on there, but as we were saying that what we need to do is that one thing, if the H-back is going to be of importance, then we got to hold Joe John. If he's still the one that they want to run with, his feet got to be held to the fire. Not hating on him, but no more excuses. DeMarco too. And I think with Arbuckle, with Arbuckle being the head that's going to run the offense, now those people are going to be held accountable because he has been OC and he knows what he needs to do. So there's going to be more accountability of those position coaches. So
what I was going to say before I left, or before I had to pause, I think that Michigan game is really that's going to be the it's not going to be the prove all, but it's going to set the tone for the upcoming season. That's going to be our tone setter.
I agree.
Now, with that being said, with teams like Michigan and all the big echelon SEC teams, I don't care if they win it by 1 or 100. Just win the doggone game.
Yeah. At this point, I want to see smart, sound, complimentary football. That whatever the score is, as long as we got one more than they do.
Exactly. I want to see continuity on the offensive line. For the first time in 2 or 3 years, I want to see a set who's RB1 and RB2, and not keep flip flopping every week.
Yeah. I agree with that, as well as I want to see that our offensive linemen can rotate and there's no drop off.
Exactly. And I think with the addition of Michael Fasusi, I think that's going to help that room out tremendously.
Yeah. Well, don't forget about Offalava.
No, you can't forget about Offalava and Hollenbach, the big heel.
So,
I mean, we got some dudes.
Yeah, the key is understanding that. See, what people didn't understand is Bingbo was able to prove himself with 3 and 4 stars
and
document himself. Now, any 5-star that have been paying attention realize, wait a minute, Bingbo is on his game, because whoever he develops, they get to the second contract in the NFL, and that's when you know you've succeeded. So with that said, now that we're going to start getting 5 stars, we have to understand that 5-star type of deal. Boy, it's, hey, what did I tell you about? Boy, that's that poopy diaper syndrome when you wait for them to make their decision. And so just understand that just comes with it, because they're the top echelons, and we want them to come with us, but there's a lot on the line, and it's a lot that has to go right. And push come to shove, though, the foundation is that we got Soul Mission and we got Beatbo.
We sure
and
do.
documentation beat conversation. So with that, it's just a predication of what's the family and the kids, what do they perceive to be their hierarchy that lines up with ours. But we'll have greater success because now we're documented. And a lot of times, a lot of people's like, yeah, but we only get 3 and 4 stars. Yeah, but did he develop them? Did he take a kid from TCU that wasn't even starting on the he was on the defensive side, but he came over, and in 2 years he's in the first round draft choice for the Cowboys. Who hears of that? So once we start understanding that, then you're like, okay, we get what you're saying. It's like now he's established. When the 5-star comes, they trust him, and more are going to want to come because they realize, wait a minute, he took 3 and 4 stars and did that. What can he do with me?
Yeah, what can he do with me? And that's why Hollenbach chose OU, because of what BB did with Creed.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, though, in this day and age, it's a challenge because we want every 5-star to see that we're worthy of being though. But understand, sometimes certain people don't jive with what we're doing here. And I learned a great deal through Beanbo's how he developed and how he chooses people. He sees diamonds in the rough, and he knows how to get them to be diamonds. So I trust his process.
Exactly. Me too.
So
Yeah, Fatty, you're right about that. We keep forgetting about the family. They want life-changing money now. I think he's talking about NIL.
Oh, but think about it. The NIL game now is that you can't just be NIL. The next echelon, and we're ahead of the game, is that now kids want to know, okay, I'm going to get NIL, but what do you have to go with it? How do you going to develop me to be a well-rounded, being able to, when I'm done with the NFL, that I got something to fall back on, or I got how to be an entrepreneur, or to start up a fun account, or a hedge fund, or anything like that. What we do with Soul Mission and what we do with our young man, along with come aside NIL, and we also teach them and understand how a CPA works with you when you get out. If you don't happen to go, that's next level, and that's what the true Blue Buzz are doing now to offset everybody else's, and everybody else need to catch up, because that is the new way, is making sure that these young men are coming into money that they're not used to in some instance. And if they're not used to it, we need to make sure we educate them on how to best utilize it and be an asset to their family.
Here's you a question. I was disappointed from Dwayne Johns. He said I was very disappointed in the running back room when Coach Gundy was coaching the running backs. We had a clear RB1. What do you guys think the problem is? I'm not seeing any development with DeMarco.
Hey, you nailed it. No, he nailed it. It's because let's think about it this. Right. Think about this. No more can DeMarco just lean on, hey, I'm an ex-Sooner, and I won a rushing champ with Dallas Cowboys. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but show me you know how to develop a young man, and that we can have clear one and RB1s and 2s. And truly understand, show us that, you know who, and it'd be great if we could do RB1 through 4 and be able to get a rotation, when you can, but at least you know who's who and who you can count on. That's an excellent insight. Appreciate them for bringing that up.
Yeah, appreciate you, Dwayne. What? Well, yeah, I guess you did hear Bishop that RSJ's. Dang it, the other one, the one who got hurt in the Tennessee game on defense.
Dobie, Kendall Dobie.
Yeah, Kendall Dobie. Yep, he's running it back.
Yeah, he's running it back, and I think that's great. And didn't he come from JUCO?
I think so. I think he did.
So he gets those years back. He gets those years back. Interesting, huh?
Since he was out for most of the year, would that qualify him for a medical redshirt?
That too. Yeah.
We might have another super senior.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, they open the door. Hey, we just play by the rules they set.
Well, looky who's here.
No
Big
way.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
Big Mike, how was your holiday, brother?
Man, everything was good, man. We had a good one.
Good, man.
Did you shoot Santa Claus in the butt with a BB gun?
No, not at all, man. I did eat Santa's cookies, though. Believe that.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, Mike, what's your opinion about the Final Four on the CFPs this year? Who you got? We talked about Texas and Ohio State. and Notre Dame and Penn State. Let's hear your thoughts, Big Mike.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Wild out here, man. Just when you thought you knew, you know, you don't. I mean, it's I mean, Ohio State looks dominant, man. Like you got to give them,
Yeah.
you got to give them their credit, man. They better play how they've been playing against Texas. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
They better be playing like that. And
yeah, because
there's nothing they can do. No, there's nothing nobody can do when Ohio State's playing like they're playing. The D line getting after it. You know, Jeremiah Smith running wide ass open down the middle. Like it's
good.
Will Howard throwing a good ball. Like I mean,
Yeah,
there's
man.
not much. I don't know what happened after that Michigan loss, but whatever.
They woke up a sleeping giant, didn't they? They woke up a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
I think what it did is with their what's his name? That came from UCLA, that the head coach that came from UCLA.
Oh, Chip
Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chip
I
Kelly.
think he was ashamed of what he put on the field with Michigan, and he looked at what he did and he stepped up his game.
Shit. He's looking dominant, man. He's looking dominant. Like play calling, just eating people up. Like unmatched. Like there's not a defensive coordinator that could touch him right now. And
I know
it doesn't even matter if they play like that. It doesn't matter who's in the Final Four. It doesn't matter.
exactly.
And there ain't nothing nobody can do about it, bro. Like those dudes are that Ohio State. I mean, that running back, man, he looks like the fastest dude in the nation. Like when he broke on that sideline against Oregon, I was like, dude, where do they get speed like that? Where do those dudes come from, and where do they find them? Because we need to.
Yeah, and then Jeremiah is just him.
Yeah,
that
man,
boy is just he just. It's almost like he's like, you're not a freshman no more. Let's utilize you. He said, okay, I'm ready.
Yep. It's Fatty 7-1 said it, man. Ohio State, as long as Will Howard keeps doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. I watched that Oregon game, and it looked like Will Howard was throwing like what we used to do in the backyard with the football, throwing it into small buckets and throwing it through. He was throwing lasers.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second half, man. I was like, I'm out of here. I went and
I was too.
What I did, but I came back and checked in on it. But yeah, I wasn't watching that.
Well, I put it like this: when I went back and broke it down, I'm just like, I'm simply amazed. This is not the same team that was on the field with Michigan. No way, no how. But it was. But I'm just saying the intricate details of how they're using the run game to open up their passing game, and then they're using combination routes, and they didn't even use it against Michigan. I don't know. Something switched for them. So maybe it's right.
Yeah. Hey, man.
You getting any of that free?
Shit, yeah, dude. Well, Mike was going to try to slide back to Norman real quick this morning, and that shit didn't happen, man. It was icy as hell early. And,
wow.
I don't know if y'all saw my Twitter, but this 45-year-old fat ass busted his asses today. Man,
No.
Hey, listen, I fell so quick, I didn't even know I fell, bro. I fell. Let me tell you something, dude. I fell quick. And, dude, I'm going to tell you what. I realized I'm 45, bro, because I fell, and I was like, damn, I think I get myself whiplash. You know what I mean? Like, it was like bad technique on a running back trying to make a cut, right? You never cut off your inside foot. And let me tell you something, man. I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes, bro. I fell so hard, so quick. But yeah, man, it's icy as hell, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I live at the bottom of a hill, so I don't know when
Oh,
when
yeah.
that's going to be accessible because
Yeah.
it's icy as hell out there, and we're supposed to get anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow starting later tonight through tomorrow. So it's going to be lockdown, man. My wife went to the store about 5 times in the last day and a half. We got snacks, we got alcohol, we got enough meat. We're ready. We got toilet paper, bro.
I know that's right.
We got stacks of TP. We're
Oh yeah. Did you get plenty of milk and bread?
we got some milk. We got some milk, man. I feel like I'm the only milk drinker in the family. So I mean the milk we never really run out of milk. But yeah, man, we got some bread. Yeah, my wife, every time I call, I'm like, where are you doing? And she's like, I'm at the store. I'm like, you just came from the store. She's like, yeah, I had to go back. And then I called her early this morning. I'm like, where did you go? And she's like, I'm at the Dollar General. I'm like, dude, you just been to Walmart 7 times in the last hour. Like, what's going on? Bro, she was getting stir panic, man. She was getting crazy. She Snowmageddon's happening, man. She had to go.
I know that's right.
Yeah, Dwayne, that was true. Coach Arbuckle was going nuts at the play calling during the Navy game. He was pissed.
Listen, I watched it, and I didn't see it. So what I did see, I saw the dude. I don't know his name, but my son put me on because me and Mike we watched it. What's today? Yeah, yesterday we watched it yesterday together, and there's a dude I thought was Arbuckle. And Mike was like, "No, that's the analytics coach." You know what I mean? He's always around BV, and I seen him a couple times look a little pissed off and crazy. But so I didn't see Arbuckle. I seen him a couple times talking to Mike Hawkins, but other than that, I didn't see much. Maybe somebody
Right.
have to come in, like give me a time, a quarter or whatever. I want to see it.
I'll go back and check out the game. I'll give you some timestamps, but there was 2 or 3 times in that game. I mean, Buckle was losing his stuff. So to
Yeah, I
speak.
need to see that.
And he took off his headset, and I mean, oh boy, I'd hate to get around him at that point.
Well, at least he knows what he's looking at, and he's got some determination. So I appreciate that. If that's the case, then he knows his stuff. So we got the right person.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
I tell you what,
he just realizes, we got certain players we need to get the ball in space, and we got a certain running back that needs to pound it. And I like the air raid. I used to have a sour taste in my mouth for the air raid, but I understand it a little bit better if it's ran properly and like spreading people out and stuff like that. I'm all for it, man. I hope it works out, man. We need a bounce back the worst way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to be able to talk my shit. You know what I mean? To all these people. That's me being selfish.
Baby.
That's me being selfish. But all these kids putting in their work in the off season and dedicating themselves and their bodies, to get better, bigger, faster, stronger. I want it for these kids to be able to, have a good quality season and be on the winning side of things and compete for a playoff spot.
Right. Hey, Bo, did your son come back look like he put on Smitty built?
When like this Christmas?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't as big as he was at like the end of spring. Spring ball. Yeah, he was pretty jacked. So they don't lift the same way in the summertime. It's more about like endurance and getting yourself ready for the getting ready for the season or whatever. But yeah, he's been hitting the gym regularly up here and getting his run on. And so yeah, I mean he's gonna. It don't take long. These young kids, You know what I'm saying? They get in the gym 2 or 3 times. They got muscles popping all over the place. You know what I mean? But yeah, these kids bounce back quick, man. Like us, like you go to the gym for 2 years and not see anything. Just be sore for 2 years, just one perpetual state of soreness. And like, why am I even doing? You know what I mean? You might lose 2 pounds, but you know, you just why am I even in here?
Yeah, I hear you, man. No doubt, man.
But yeah, man, I tell you what, I really don't. I'm excited, but I have what do they call it? Reserve optimism for next year.
Yeah.
But I will say this: it won't get no worse than it was this year.
No,
Can't.
you know, one can hope, man. Like I've always been to the thing, like it can always get worse. That's that's my pessimistic glass half empty type
I
attitude.
hear you.
Sometimes
Well,
I'll be
I'm one
on.
of those that, hey, the main
Go
thing
ahead.
is if I can see that when I break down your film and I see that you know how to, if they stop you one series and you come back and restart your momentum, I'm good with you. And I saw that with Arbuckle. So I'm excited to see if the young men buy in. They got to buy in because this could take them to levels that they only dreamed of and can actually springboard us into the playoffs. And hey, we go from there.
Hey,
What's
did ABC and ESPN is that an ESPN game? The
which
Cincinnati Bengals Steelers game? Yeah, it sure is.
I
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took some heat, man. ESPN took some heat for that not showing the national anthem and the flag and the people at the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
They must have heard the criticism and they showed the national anthem today.
well, what was that they wouldn't let the Ohio
So
State
yeah,
quarterback
they
on?
so he did supposedly Will Howard did an on-field interview, where he praised God and and the ESPN, people put him on that, that was controlling the stage and how all this, they wouldn't let him up on the stage, and people are saying because they didn't want him to get on. And that's this conspiracy theory type stuff. You know what I mean? They didn't want him to get on live TV and say, give glory to God and all that stuff. Because ESPN, Disney, they're kind of I don't know, man. They kind of have their isms about it, with their who they got, But I ain't trying to get too much into that. But
Yeah,
it's pretty bad, man. It's sad, and just let my man up there and celebrate with his teammates.
exactly.
There's won the Rose Bowl, just dismantled the number 1 team in the nation, man. Let that boy get up there and do him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was pissed. I mean,
Yeah.
let the boy go up there with his teammates and celebrate. I mean, but so how was now Mike's gone back down to Norman, right?
Well, he'd be delayed a couple days, so
Oh,
they
okay.
get
But
they get this stuff. But yeah.
but he are they? Let's see, they go back to 13th, don't they? Don't class
Yeah,
resume the
school goes
13th?
back to 13. Yeah. Yeah.
Is he excited about next season? In spite of what all happened, does
Yeah, he's ready
he?
to get back to work. They hear some of the noise.
Oh, I know.
They hear it, and sometimes I'm kind of oblivious. I kind of find it hilarious how oblivious they are to like what actually happens, in games and in some of the storylines, that we talk about as fans and parents and Twitter and the Oklahoma fan base. Like sometimes, he just doesn't have a clue. Like, oh, for real? Like y'all are thinking that, and yeah, y'all want Joe John gone and da 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 da, and it's kind of crazy to me how that just kind of like he had no idea people were dogging his ass on Twitter after that 95-yard touchdown. And I was like, oh yeah, dude, they're getting your ass, boy. I was like, it was he's like, yeah, I didn't know it was that bad. And I was like, dude, I told you. I was like, I told you. He's like, you didn't clap back, and I was like, nah, I just sat that one out, bro. You look crazy out there. Like I said before, I said this on Jason's pod. I was like, I've only seen him not know where the ball is like that one other time, and it was a similar play like that with it. They had that jet sweep motion with the zone read, and the quarterback kept it and ran right up the middle on him one time in high school. But other than that, man, I ain't never seen it before. I was a little shocked. I was a little pissed off, but it is what it is. Like, hey, you got to take your lumps. Like, as much as you get criticism, you can people praise you. You can get criticized. It is what it is, man. Just you look crazy out there running around like that. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's what I said. I was like, that quarterback for Navy. Shit, he been doing this his whole career, man. He gonna make y'all look dumb sometimes. That's what they do.
Yeah. There's, Mike, in some of those situations, what the hell can you do? I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's what that offense is predicated on. Like you're stopping them 90% of the time, and the other 10% they're hitting you with big plays in misdirection, and they're catching you on that eye candy. It's just it is what it is, and it happens. That's a hard, especially on the back end. They're hitting you with all these different type of run variations. Triple option, quarterback, powers, and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they sneak a tight end out on you. And they got so many rules, man, back there with their coverages. If 3 does this and they motion to the wide, then I got to take this. And like, bro, I'm so glad I played defensive end, because he was explaining that to me during the game, and I was like, you can just go ahead and stop, man. Like, I'm not, it's not computing up here. Like I can't do it, man. Just let me pin my ears back and rush the passer or play a double team or something.
Yeah, exactly. Big Mike Wade.
Oh, let me answer, Fatty. Hey, that dude is deceptively fast. You've seen him a couple times outrun some of our fastest guys, and so there's a lot of people, in my opinion, that just because he's a white quarterback or whatever, dude. Let me tell you something. That dude was doing it all year against a whole bunch of people, and he did it against us, and he made he's a sneaky fast type dude, and hats off to him. I knew he was a baller. Like I watched him a couple times.
Neilio has a comment for Big Mike. I was kind of hoping your son might have wandered over east and got a hankering for a purple transfer. Guess it didn't happen.
He likes Oklahoma, man. He loves Oklahoma. He ain't going nowhere.
I'm glad Kendall Dobie's returning, Mike.
Yeah. He, I think he had to. I think that he needs a big bounce back year too, man. He's a hell of a player, man. He's just bad luck, and him, Spears, Jennings, little RSJ Jackson coming back, little Dom Williams. Hey, has anybody talked about R. Mason Thomas and his Grease Lightning tweets?
Yeah.
What do we like? Somebody help me. Like I used to watch Grease Lightning when I was a kid. All right, don't get me wrong. Olivia Newton-John, she was all that. Okay. That's what had my attention, right? So, like, what? I need somebody to translate it from the old school Grease Lightning to 2025. What does that mean for these young boys? You know what I mean? Like, what does that Grease Lightning, like, somebody tell me.
Jay put it out on his Discord, Jay from Unfair Sports.
Yeah.
Think of Grease too. Back to school.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope so.
Yeah, Jay. That's what Jay put on his
Grease.
But it freaked me. And God bless Jaron Canick. That kid is the king of the trolls on Twitter, man.
Yeah. He does a good job. So I ran into his parents at the down in Fort Worth, and I was like, let's be honest. I was like, how worried were you when they gave Oklahoma Twitter to your son. And his dad was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty nervous. You know what I mean? Like, we know how you can get, but yeah, it was pretty funny. I was waiting to see him. I gotta be honest. Yeah, hook 'em horns. We always rooting against Texas. Believe that.
It's not because it's Texas, hook 'em.
Hey, listen.
Will Howard and that wide receiver court, they are. Ohio State's on fire right now.
Yeah. Hey, I've always rooted against Texas.
You there, Mike?
Never liked Texas. So it is what it is. Just so happened my son went to Oklahoma. But I mean, I've never been a big Texas fan. I grew up in Nebraska, was a Cornhusker fan for a while. So they don't like Texas. I went to school at New Mexico State, played Texas a couple times. Didn't like them back then. And it just is what it is, man. It's a way of life. And it's not like I'm going out of my way to root and wish bad on them. I don't want Texas to win. It's cool. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all don't root for Oklahoma, and I'm fine with that. Hey, listen,
Oh God,
hook 'em horns, like SEC. I am not a conference lover. I've never understood how you can be like, oh, we're the SEC. Like I just don't get that. It doesn't make sense, man. I'm not a big SEC, Big 12, Big 10. Like we're in this conference. Like that's not a thing, man. People don't make jerseys like for the SEC, and you don't wear SEC jerseys. You don't wear Big 10 jerseys. You know what I mean? It's schools. It's about schools. And I don't know. I just don't understand that conference like loyalty and it's big. It's the SEC or nothing. Like I ain't room for no other SEC teams. You know what I mean?
Well, that I can handle that, hook 'em. I've grown to like OU, except when we play each other. I hate to see y'all down. I want to see y'all be good, just not as good as us.
Hey, it's a cycle, man. It's a cycle,
It is.
Football is a cycle. You have your ups and then you have your low points. And Texas, you guys had your low points. Now you're on the up, right? We had our ups. We did well for a long time. Now we're rebuilding. It's a cycle, man. Football is a vicious cycle, and it is what it is, man. So I mean, it's all part of the game. Ain't mad at it. Gotta be
I ain't mad at it either because Alabama's gone through it, Georgia's gone through it, Notre Dame's gone through it. I mean every team in the NCAA ain't immune from it. So it is what it is, man. I mean,
it is what it is, man. I'm glad y'all put me on game on that RMT tweet, because I sure was like, man, I have no idea what this means. I saw people tweeting, he's gone and this and that. I'm like, man, I didn't get that from that. Like, what are we talking about? And I was going to boards and like trying to read stuff.
I'll say this, hook 'em. I'm riding with BV until this train goes off a cliff. I am a BV supporter.
Hey, y'all better hope we don't hang on to him long. That'd be the worst thing that could happen for y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know he's probably on a hot seat this year, blah, blah, blah. But if you look what this man gone through this year, God almighty.
Yeah. And I'm not even like, that is what it is. You can't change that. And, you look at coaches, man, it takes a while, to get your program, it's like a 4 or 5 year process, and the only other person, I can think of, Stoops, he turned around and messed around and won a natty real quick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, most coaches, it's a process, man. And it takes time, man. It takes a lot of time, a lot of good players and a lot of stuff, to go your way. And last year we didn't have anything go our way, man. We had a lot of injuries, it didn't go our way, man. And
it just didn't go our way.
Bounces and bad coaching decisions, and it's hopefully it gets fixed. There's one thing I know about BV, like he's gonna fix it. He's not just gonna like hope it gets better. You know what I mean? Like I said on Monday, Like BB didn't get to where he's at by just, he didn't luck up being one of the greatest defensive coaches, in the history of college football.
Exactly.
That shit just doesn't. You just don't wake up one morning and be like, "Yep, I think I'm going to be great today." You know what I mean? That is a constant process that started, when he was a grad assistant at K-State, or I'm pretty sure he was a grad assistant at K-State.
Mm-hmm.
That shit happened that started back then, and BB's going to get it fixed. You got to have faith in that.
Coach Ricks, those days of universities giving you time is dead. People are so quick to pull the plug.
Well, a lot of these universities don't know their ass from their elbow. And case in point is my alma mater, New Mexico State University. We got some new president in there, and he just fired our athletic director, and who knows why, but maybe he pissed him off or whatever. But yeah, man, some of these athletics and these regions, man, like I don't know, but it's just how our society is these days, man. Everything wants it now. It's a swipe, it's a Google away from, it's a click away.
Swipe right.
Yep. I'll swipe right now. I don't do none of that. Don't get me in trouble in here, Mike.
I'm just kidding, Mike.
I'm just
no telling what us two yahoos will come up with these days.
No.
But who would you like to see as DC, Mike? I know you said it on our Mike and Mike.
Give me B Hall all day.
Yeah,
give me Brandon Hall all day, man.
I think he did it at Troy.
Yeah, well, I called him, and I just said, "Hey, I'm gonna make this real quick, coach. Take the job." And that was about as quick as it was. And he said, "Thank you, appreciated me, and all this and that." And so, yeah, I haven't called him back. I need to call him back and continue to pester him, but I'll leave him alone.
Coach wants to know, who do we have winning it all?
Coach, who do you have winning it all?
Yeah, Coach, who do you have winning it all? And then I'm going to say it. Notre Dame.
Nah, Ohio State. Ohio State winning it.
Yep, Coach
they can see what they're doing. There's nobody. Man. They look unbeatable.
They do. That I'm just being the odd man out. I mean, I can't go with the flow with everybody. I got to be.
Notre Dame looked good, man. They look good.
They did.
They just, man, let me tell you, man, I just, you better you have to like dedicate some serious people to stopping that wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if you can.
I know.
I just don't know. He's one of those dudes where you're like, man, I don't know if we can stop him. How I don't know. I guess the only way you stop him is get to Will Howard quick and early.
Yeah.
And not let him sit back there and pat the baby and throw the ball to him. But man, that dude, he keeps these coordinators up at night.
Would you say that Ohio State will see a better defense in Texas than they did with Oregon?
Slightly, maybe. Slightly a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I was saying.
I see. I mean, Texas has really good players. Like it's it's no secret that they got some dudes, right? But
they got some dudes.
And I've mentioned this before. What I worry about Texas is, when stuff doesn't start going well, right? You see a lot of finger pointing and arguing out on the field. And I just feel like that is a problem that's only going to get exacerbated as the playoffs go along and it gets more tense in close games. And you saw it a lot against Arizona State. You know, I think they're good, but like they're gonna get tested, man. And I just don't think they're as cohesive as a team as some of these as Ohio State. You know what I mean? Like I just see a lot of bickering and arguing out on the field sometimes, especially on the back end, on the back end of the Texas defense. And you know, don't get me wrong, there's some look at Coach Rick's kind of hitting on it. But there's some conspiracy theories, man. Like I actually saw you know, that 4th and 13 play where my man caught it in the back of the end zone, that ball hitting the ground. I saw a couple reviews on Twitter, and I didn't see that during the game or whatever. But I mean, it's no use crying over spilled milk. But like, you know, they got some breaks, man. You know, Arizona State got some breaks. They had some stuff go against them. Like, you know, we talked about it. You know, I was targeting all day. Now, am I going to say that you know, that should have won them the game? Who knows? You know, they got the ball on, you know, the plus 40, 35 of their on their end of the field. You know, they're struggling field goal. But I mean, like, I don't even care about that. Like, that's like just like if you're going to make that rule, you got to call it no matter what. Not like, oh, we don't want to call that at that point of the game. Well, then don't make the rule. Like if you're not going to call that at a close game, like don't make the rule. You know, it is what it is. And Hook 'em Horns, I'm giving y'all do, man. Y'all look pretty good, man. But I just think at the end of the day, like that defense in you know the bickering and stuff, I think it's going to come back and haunt you. And I think Ewers is going to give the ball away one or two times. And I think it's going to cost you, especially in big moments. You know, he's been known to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, he just for some reason, like his balls, like all look the same to me. Like when he throws them, they all have like the same velocity, like same trajectory, and it's kind of weird to me. You know, some balls, you know, he doesn't really put a lot of zip on them. They're all just kind of the same speed, same throwing motion, and I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. I'll say that. But I don't know what's telling me Notre Dame. I'm going with it. It's not because of Coach Roy Ball with Jason or anything like that. I mean, from what I've seen against Georgia, my God, they played like Georgia. I mean, they look sharp.
Yeah.
And you know, you've been on enough of my Mondays with me on Mondays to know that I had Georgia going all the way this year, but not now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that your field goal kicker had a good year, man. Like he just had a bad game, and I think that's something moving forward. Like, you know, is he in his own head now? Right? You know, is he
Who's that?
overthinking?
Bird Auburn.
Yep.
The field goal figure.
And I think that's something that could haunt him going forward. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I blame it on Sark. Sark shouldn't be talking to him. There ain't nothing you could say to him in that moment. You know what I mean? He's already battling the, you know, those little voices in his head. He don't need you to come over there and talk to him. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Sark can say whatever he wants, man. I'm just trying to get up under your skin once.
Georgia had a backup quarterback that had never played a big game. You're right, Coach. You are right.
Yeah.
But would they have won that game with Carson Beck, do you think?
I think it would have been close. I think it would have been closer.
Yeah.
I think it would have been closer, but who knows?
I've been saying this about Georgia this year. You can tell that Carson Beck is missing Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. You know?
Yeah.
Because they were the sure hands guys of that team last year, you know.
Yeah, I had Brock Bowers on I drafted him late in my fantasy team, and all he did this year was just produce. And I won my league title again this year.
I wonder if do you think Carson Gibson's going in the draft this year, Mike?
Yeah, he said he was.
Oh,
Sure
okay. I
already announced he was.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Comes Legend needs to quit drinking his own bathwater so he can pay attention. Well, listen, y'all, we've been going for an hour and a half. Big Mike, thank you for coming in and joining me today. Always good having you. You want to do a Mike and Mike on Monday segment at 3:30 like usual, or?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on, man. Let me consult my calendar real quick, but I usually try to keep my Mondays open because I got these obligations. Yep. Monday's good to go.
All right, brother. Well, y'all can catch me and Mike, hashtag Mike and Mike on Mondays. We're better than the Mike and Mike on ESPN because we say whatever the hell we want. And we're not censored. So, Mike, as always, thank y'all. Hey, Mike, we're up to 729 subs now.
Damn. Not me. You're up to that.
What, brother? You're my co-host, dog. This is you too.
This is all your channel, man. That's all you, bro.
Yeah, but you my co-host, bro. But don't ruin me giving you some flowers.
Yeah, I don't need no flowers, bro. You've been doing this channel, having this channel way before I hopped on.
But we got 729 subs. If you want, if you're not already subscribed, hit the red subscriber button. Give me a like, give me a comment. Don't forget to ring that post notification bell. That way you won't miss all the goodies and goodness of college football and the OU Sooners. And now, if you like, for as little as $2.99 a month, you can join Sooner Legends podcast, and you can hop over to the Discord, and we chop it up over there. I'm starting to get it going. Got Steve G and Ryman Lemon and all them cats over there. So, Big Mike, you have a great rest of the weekend, brother.
All right.
And from all of us at Sooner Legend Podcast, happy belated New Year. Horns down. We love everybody. We'll see you again on Monday. Take care.
Through 153 games, our record was 125, 24, 4, 2
People don't know what it is to be champions. Oklahoma invented it.